we're flying back. I actually flew. We're flying. I was like very scared, but it was a close flight. We were in Vegas, and we're flying back, and he's like, "Whoa!" He's like, "Okay." He's like, this girl really likes me, and he's like, I think I could have sex on an airplane. And he's like, but I'm so scared. Like, I'm so scared of this. Like, I'm scared of STD. Like, I don't want to do this. And he was like, but maybe I do. It's such a cool thing. Like, it's so cool to be like in the Mile High Club. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And so he like gets, and his friend's like, yeah, you gotta do it. Everyone's like egging him on in the back. He's like, okay, so how am I gonna do it? Like, what do I do? And he was like nervous. He was like, do I like prepare an area like in the back? Like, what do I do? Like, we're on like a jet. He's like, and he's like, okay, so like, guys, I'm gonna have like a signal. Like, I'm gonna have like a whole thing. He's preparing this whole thing. He's like calling all his friends in the airport, like bathroom, like all his other friends who are like artists. And he's like, when you do the Mile High Club on a jet, like, what do you do? So like, finally we're on the jet. These girls are on the thing. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna have a signal. And he's like, he tells everyone, he's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And he had like made an area in the bathroom already with like cushions on the ground. He thought he was gonna do this whole thing.
The bathroom?
And I mean, it's like it's teeny. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna go to the back now. And he like sets it all up. And then he comes back. And then he's like talking to the girl. And the girl was so into him. And then he's like, you wanna like, should we like go to the back? And she's like, no. And he's like, wait. He's like, what do you mean? And she's like, I'm not going to the back with you. And she's like, I just met you. And he's like, what? He's like, you're you can't, you're so into it. And she's like, I'm not going to the back with you. I'm not like just like some like groupie that's gonna go. And so then like it was that was at the very beginning of the flight. So then we're sitting there for an hour and he's just like so mad. And he's just like, yeah, it was crazy. And it's like, first of all, it felt like they were like in love. It felt like they were in love at the beginning. Like I thought like for sure this was gonna happen. So he's like planning this whole thing out. There's just like cushions. Every time everyone went to the bathroom, they were like, why is there all these cushions in the bath? And he just like didn't do it. And then like later that night, she tried to hang out with him again, and he was just like so confused and rattled and sad from it. Very different from your cushion experience, from your sex. And you had sex in
the seat.
Okay, tell us that.